Today's conversation is about who's in charge.
We all have a satisfaction associated with doing something that somebody finds useful.
Most of us at one time or another have wanted to be the boss, be in charge of something. Many of us have had the opportunity to be in charge of little or big things. Maybe you've been a successful manager or executive or even a CEO of a small, medium, or large company. Maybe you've been in charge of a family reunion or a volunteer organization. All of us either relish the idea of being in charge, or we fear it, or we think we're good at it, or maybe we think we're lousy at it. But today I want to talk about an in charge that'll be really transformational for you. I read a post the other day that was really interesting, and it talked about, it was specifically related to business and how we make business decisions, but this applies broadly across every area of your life. And if you do this, it'll be a huge transformation and improvement for you. You'll get better results, you'll actually make more money, and all kinds of good things can come from it. So let's talk about who's in charge. All of us know that we feel differently at different times, like we're somehow a different person. Sometimes we're lazy and we just can't gin up the energy to go do whatever it is we said we were going to do. Like we make a plan in the morning and then by the afternoon, or we make a plan the night before and we just don't get up. And, you know, it seems like it's a different person. Like last night, I was so energetic and excited and I was going to make this happen. And then I just don't, blah, 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 right? You've experienced that, so have I. So the who's in charge question is for those situations. So I'm not talking about a group at work where, you know, who's in charge, maybe nobody is, maybe someone's assigned, maybe someone was assigned and someone else is actually in charge. You know, I'm not talking about any of that kind of stuff. I'm going to give a couple of examples, and this one example comes from this post that I read, and I thought it was both funny and really instructive. So here's the question. In business, especially in sales, and everything is sales, everything. It doesn't even matter if you're serving the customer or delivering, that's still selling. And the reason that it is because you're selling them on the idea of your great customer service by demonstrating it. Okay? Selling is actually serving, because when you sell somebody something, unless you're a fake, you're doing it with a true intention to solve a real problem that they have. Now, I'm not talking about manufacturing a problem and pretending a solution or any of that fakery. I'm talking about actually being the solution to a problem somebody wants to solve. So all sales is service. So you're in a position where you need to sell something. Maybe it's a product online. Maybe it is to an audience and you're speaking. Maybe it is to one of your kids and you need to have a conversation and change the way things are working. Maybe it's to a boss, you need to get a promotion, or maybe it is to yourself where you're trying to get the courage up to do something you should do, could do, go give a talk, create another sales page if you're doing stuff online, whatever it is. So let's talk about who's in charge here. Often when we have to do something like that, selling, or we become afraid. Well, I don't want to call them again because they might think I'm pushy. I don't want to be a pest. I don't want to bother someone because maybe I'll seem like I'm needy, or maybe they'll say something bad about me, or maybe we weave this enormously complex and ridiculous web of stories around what they're going to think. Well, they're going to think what? Whatever it is, right? Now let's talk about who's in charge, because when we were kids, I remember in the 6th grade, I was desperately upset because people didn't like the shoes I wore to school. Now, I wore hiking boots to school. I don't remember why, but I had these boots that I wore to school, and they were lace up, and they were a little bit high. And I also had we had a family practice in the summertime of going to my uncle's farm in Wyoming. I grew up in California, so the nickname that I got was Country Cow. So I was the country cow because I wore jeans to school and I had hiking boots, and that was before those things were popular. In fact, they were, So I was country cow, and that was terribly painful. Oh man, and they, shirts and whatever it is. I was the butt of many jokes, and maybe you had that experience too. I was the one that got picked on in the class, not in the popular group, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So as that person went on through, I remember it really strongly in 5th, 6th, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Before that, I don't remember it so much. But, from 6th grade, 5th grade on, I remember it really strongly. That person, the key for that person was to look good, be told they were good, feel good, be accepted, be picked on the sports team, not be picked last. Anything to be accepted and be okay. That person, that kid, that some ways wounded child, because I felt like I got made fun of a lot, deserves to be nurtured, loved, protected, and taken care of. Absolutely. But that's work that I have to do in myself, or if I need to talk to somebody, a counselor, whatever. That's work that I need to do, because that me needs to have that protection and that assurance. But I don't want that person, I don't want that kid running my business. I don't want that kid making business decisions for me. I don't want that kid who is worried about what they look like and that everybody's going to pat them on the head and that they need to make everybody feel good and they're feeling left out. I don't want them running my business, making negotiations with vendors or trying to enroll customers or delivering customer service. I don't want them doing that. So who do I want doing that? Well, what I'd really like is a professional person who's calm, capable, confident, secure, knows what they're doing, and is dedicated to customer service and delivering a high-quality product. That's who I want making business decisions. That's who I want, being out there in the business world of selling and delivering the products or services I have, whether I'm in my own business or whether I'm at work. Let's say I have a job. I don't want that insecure, needy person to be the one doing the work. I want the confident, capable person to do that. Because often we're pulled multiple ways. Well, maybe I should do this. Well, maybe I should do that. What if I might do this? Ooh, they might think. And anytime you start going down the they might think road, two things. First of all, you have no idea what they're thinking. You have no idea what's going on in someone else's mind. I don't care what story you make up. You don't know. The second thing is, does it matter? Does it really matter what they are thinking? If it does, ask, find out, engage in truthful, open dialogue, because without that, you can't actually solve a problem if there is an objection or a problem. Okay, and after besides the fact that you don't know what they're thinking, to make success happen, whether it's in being a parent, whether it's in being a family member, whether it's in creating a business or an employee or in a relationship, you need to be, and you really at the core want to be, that confident, capable person who's negotiating, making decisions, interacting. That's who you really want running your business or running your life. So I invite you to think about who's in charge when you're making decisions. Back to something as simple as getting up in the morning. Oh, I don't want to get up. Who's talking? Is that the lazy person, teenager maybe, who doesn't want to get up, doesn't want to have any responsibilities, and doesn't do anything? I want to do whatever I want. Do I want that person in charge of my day? And so you can see the application. Ask yourself who's in charge. Make a conscious decision about who you want running that particular thing. And create awesomeness. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the videos. Take this opportunity, leave a comment, subscribe most of all, and don't forget to spread the word about this channel.